Hello again, we're on page 3. I've prepared this more fully than I've done the others, more by accident than design, because I tried to film it and my battery ran out on this rather pathetic camera I've got. So hopefully I'll be able to explain it well enough for you. Page 3 is the page we put the pocket in originally, and we're going to put a couple of tags in this pocket and then decorate the pocket. So the first tag is 2.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. I've cut that in black cardstock, and on one side I've cut the photo mat 1/8 of an inch all round, well, 1/16 of an inch, so it's 1/8 of an inch either way less, and that gives a narrow black border, which I like. On the back I've covered the black card completely. Obviously you could put a picture on there or journal, whichever you wanted to. I've made hole reinforcers and put those on, and tied the bright white seam binding on the top there. So that fits in like that. It's quite a nice space for photographs. And then the second tag is an acetate, one with an acetate overlay. So I've cut a rectangle which is 2 1/8 by 3, just over 3 1/8. I'm not always very exact with my measurements. And then I've cut a piece of acetate the same size. This is just a piece of packaging that I've cut down, and I've used a couple of rubber stamps, this floral one and the sentiment there, just to stamp it, and I've used black StazOn ink to do that. And the idea would be to pop a photograph underneath the acetate, so just so that that's easy to lift up, I've cut 2 of the flower punches out of pattern paper, glued the bottom half of one to the acetate and the bottom half of the other to the paper, and then just glued the top together, so that acts just like a hinge for that acetate tag, and that goes in the pocket as well. And then to decorate this pocket, I've done chipboard again, in the sense that I've cut one of these Tim Holtz small tattered floral flowers out of pattern paper and 2 out of black card, and layered them up together to give a sort of chipboard effect. So that's going to glue on there with a button in the middle, and you can see there that I've just threaded the embroidery floss through both holes from the back and tied it in a knot to cut it off nice and short, just to give a bit more interest. So that's going to go like that. So let's glue that on. Just unclog the glue. I'll use glossy accents to pop the button on, and then I've used my leaf punch, this one, to punch again 1 copy out of pattern paper and 2 out of black cardstock, and these will just glue on just underneath the petals of that flower, something like that, just to give a bit more interest to that page. And then just to go back to the previous page 2, which I think is a little bit dull. I think it needs some of the bright white on it, so I've punched the leaves, this time out of white cardstock, quite thin, so I've done 4 sheets, glued them all together, just put a little bit of black soot ink around the edges, and I'm going to pop these on this page. Just to give that a bit of a lift. Thank you for watching again, and I'll be back with page 4 shortly.